Into the corner. Are we going to go this time? Your pole position man is Ian Blake on the front row with him. Steve Brown, reigning champion, gets on his bumper early. And, oh, look, everybody's trying to force it up the inside, trying to grab what places you can. It looks as though defending is the order of the day. But it's Blake, Brown, Teal. Then it's Tyler Mays, Dan Healy. I think Dan Healy likes racing here. Got off to a good start and he's on the bumper of Tyler Mays. And it's a big group behind. Going into that final complex. On the race back to the pits, and it is Ian Blake leading Steve Brown by a couple of kart lengths. Then about 3 kart lengths to Darren Teal, and then 3 or 4, 5, 6 kart lengths to Tyler Mays under pressure from Dan Healy. Gap to Dan Truman, Joe Holmes, Brandon Williams, Ed Bars, and Jonathan Lister in 10th, but running last. And Brown is closing in on Ian Blake. He'll get that slipstream down the back straight. Whoa! Contact between Mays and Dan Healy. Into the complex. And it is 3 away at the front, fighting hard. And it's Blake, Brown, and Darren Teal. A big gap now to Dan Truman and the rest of the field. Tyler Mays has been restarted. He'll get points for 10th. Oh, Jonathan Lister forcing it up the inside. Trying to get off the back of the field, and he's done it now. He's ahead of Ed Bars. Moves up to, what would that be? 8th place. The Battle Royal is on at the front of the field now as Brown's looking for a way by. We saw Dan Healy and his expert defence to hold the lead right through that first heat. Ian Blake might be a tougher nut to crack for Steve Brown. But then again, perhaps Steve Brown's got a few more tools in his bag. Looks to the inside, can't get it done. He's going to have to follow these long radius tightening radius corners. Just make defence quite easy. You just sit on that inside white line. And the trio remain as they were on the last lap, onto the back straight. It's Blake, Brown, Darren Teal, and Darren Teal's moved right onto the bumper as Steve Brown into the complex. Then behind it's Truman holding off Holmes and Healy. And will Steve Brown have another crack at Ian Blake? Needs a mistake. It looks inviting up the inside, but it's narrower than you think when it comes down to putting the move in. They have managed to break away and clear of the second group headed by Dan Truman, Joe Holmes, Dan Healy on Holmes' bumper. They had quite a battle in the first heat over the lead. Now it's over 5th place, 4th place. No, it is 5th place. Brandon Williams sits there looking for a mistake as well. John Lister now looking to get out of 8th place and up to 7th. There is just no way by. Teal takes a wide line in. Joe Holmes has managed to get by Dan Truman. Let's see if he can cross that gap. Teal is once again back on the bumper of 2nd place Steve Brown, who's looking to get a good run out onto the back straight. Closing in with the use of the toe to Ian Blake. Still Blake, Brown, Teal. Gap to Holmes now, towing the field forward, maybe. The gap between Truman and Teal was 1.7 seconds on the last lap. Now it's Holmes in 4th place. See if he's made any impression. It's 1.5. He's taken 1/10 of a second out of the trio ahead in 3/4 of a lap. And he's beginning to gap Dan Truman. So Joe Holmes looking to get across. There are only 2 minutes and 50 seconds left of heat number 2. These are 8-minute heats. And down the inside, or at least takes a look, Steve Brown can't get past Ian Blake. This probably is going to require a last lap banzai assault somewhere. As they come back to the pits. And Brown is as close as he's ever been without actually running into the back of Ian Blake. He's trying to get an overlap down the inside, but Blake's aware of him, his presence, and manages to close the door and takes a narrow line into the turn 2 complex. And Joe Holmes has got across rapidly. So Holmes is going to try and break into the top 3 in this second heat. Will he make his move in the complex? You can see how fast Joe Holmes has come across, and even Dan Healy is having got by. Holmes has to back out of a move around the outside. But it continues to be Ian Blake, Steve Brown, Darren Teal, Joe Holmes now making it a quartet, but you can see how Ian Blake is expertly driving a narrow line to keep the reigning champion behind him. On to the back straight. We're going to have one more lap after this one. So Brown looks to the inside, and he's got his nose in. But Blake hangs on. And now Brown's problem is Darren Teal. I tell a lie, Brown's got the lead. It's Blake that's had all the trouble. Brown leads from Joe Holmes. Dan Healy, Blake down to 4th. Under pressure from Teal. Black suit, white helmet, throws me every time. The last lap board is out. Can Joe Holmes repeat Steve Brown's banzai move at the end of the circuit to get a win here in heat number 2? Good points, he started well down the field anyway. Into the complex for the last time. And back to start finish. Will he launch one down the inside? No, he won't. He takes a wide line in for a fast line out. He's looking for an overlap, but Brown has got it covered. Steve Brown wins heat number 2. To Joe Holmes, Dan Healy. Ian Blake has to settle for 4th. He'll be disappointed with that, having started in pole position. Darren Teal in 5th. Dan Truman, Brandon Williams, Ed Bars, Jonathan Listener and Tyler Mays makes up the top 10. Or the 10, depending on how you want to look at it.